Hey there, it's Steve from Sear Keto, and in this video we are going to make Pinchos Morunos, or Spanish spice-crusted pork tenderloin bites. This is a recipe that I modified from Milk Street Magazine. This is the inaugural issue right here that it came from. What I love about Milk Street Magazine, it's incredibly thin because there's no advertising in it. It's just nothing but recipes. But also, there's a very international flavor to the recipes, and as a result, usually any given issue, about 50% of the recipes are either keto friendly right from the get-go, or can be made keto ready with just a couple of little modifications. This is one of those recipes. This recipe calls for ground cumin and ground coriander. I would strongly encourage you to, rather than use already pre-ground for those, use cumin seed and coriander seed and either grind them up in a mortar and pestle or in a coffee grinder / spice grinder. The difference is pretty remarkable. You get a lot more, in my opinion, citrus notes that kind of come off the spice blend that really complement this dish. So with that out of the way, let's get to making this thing. We'll start by making our spice blend and grinding our spices. Now, if you've got more than one coffee mill, it's good to label the one that you're going to use for spices as spices. You don't want to be mixing this up with your coffee. We have 1 tablespoon of cumin seed, 1 tablespoon of coriander seed. We'll grind these up. And then we'll dump this into a bowl. To that, we'll add a tablespoon of smoked paprika, a half a tablespoon of coarsely ground black pepper, and a half tablespoon of kosher sea salt. Mix your spices together. Then we'll add 2 pounds of pork tenderloin, trimmed of any excess fat and silver skin, and cut into chunks about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. 2 pounds is equal to about 2 tenderloins. Toss the pork into the spices until every piece is thoroughly coated and there is no more spice in the bottom of the bowl. Now we'll just let this sit for 30 to 60 minutes and let those spices do their job. Meanwhile, in a small bowl or Pyrex measuring dish, we'll add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, preferably freshly squeezed, a tablespoon of sugar-free maple syrup, and I'll include the link to Courtney's and my review of a number of different maple syrups right here, and a tablespoon of sugar-free honey. I'm using the allulose or allulose, I'm not sure how you pronounce it for the company, but it's an allulose-based honey-flavored syrup. And finally, 2 cloves of minced garlic. We'll whisk this together and then set it aside for after the pork is done cooking. We'll add 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil to a skillet. I'm using cast iron. Swirl to coat the bottom. Then we'll gradually bring our heat up to high. When the oil just starts to smoke, we're going to add our pork in a single layer. We'll cook these for at least 3 minutes on the first side. We want to get a nice, deep, dark sear and crust on them. That's the kind of sear and crust I'm talking about. Now we'll start flipping these around until all sides have got a nice brown on them. Then we'll pour on our garlic and lemon juice mixture. Toss, making sure that all of our pieces get nice and coated. Then you can go straight on to some riced cauliflower or just regular rice for your non-keto peeps. But I'm going to put it on a serving plate here just so I can get a nice Instagram pic. Pour this sauce, what's remaining, over the top. 2 more tablespoons of olive oil. drizzled over the top. And then 2 tablespoons of fresh chopped oregano. So I took some really fantastic reaction shots of Jaden and Courtney and my wife tasting this, and they all just thought it was great. And then of course I got my reaction shot where I do the, eye roll, like, it's so awesome. Because it was in fact awesome. Unfortunately, I put a little boom mic onto my camera and I forgot to turn it on. So no reaction shots. You'll have to trust me. It was really, really good. So there you go. Pinchos Morunos. A great dish. It packs a ton of flavor with really sort of minimal effort. And this particular version, totally keto. I'll include links to the allulose or allulose honey syrup down below, as well as links to Milk Street Magazine and Milk Street Cookbook, just in case you're interested in either of those. If you enjoyed this video, click that like button, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to be notified whenever I release a new video, hit that bell next to it. And thanks for watching.